Celebrities are essentially begging influencers now because influencers are the new celebrities because the power is with the people. One thing I've been finding fascinating in my experience of the section of history in which I am living in is looking at the difference between how famous people were when I was like a kid versus now. Before, it was like the celebrities were unattainable. You couldn't see them, you couldn't talk to them, right? All you'd see is them on the red carpet, them in their movies. You didn't know them personally. You didn't really know that much about them other than whatever roles that you see them in, whatever, very well staged, very PR trained interviews that they would do. You'd see them in a L'Oreal advert. You'd see them in a Gillette advert. You'd see them in a Calvin Klein advert, right? All these different things. But they were very much, there was a distance, there was a separation, right? And then we would have, this is like an A-lister, a B-lister, C-lister, D-lister, all of this. So it's really fascinating for me, right? In terms of like I said, where I live in this version of history, in my time in history, to see how celebrities are flocking onto platforms of people on social media. Because when social media, right, was really popping off in the beginning, back in the earlier days of YouTube, before there was even TikTok, people had no respect. People had absolutely no respect for content creators, right? And I always thought that was such a shame because I always thought it was so cool that like you can just log online and you can see people, an average person doing random things. A lot of influencers, they got famous off of doing stuff like that. People like Emma Chamberlain. She was never my personal type of person to watch, but I always respected her work, similar to KSI. He was never really my person to watch, but I've always respected his work. I respected the hustle. I respected just making random videos in your house, doing whatever the heck you're doing, uploading it just for fun and, whatever. So I was never part of the category of people that didn't get it in the beginning, because obviously I always get it in the beginning most of the time, as long as I understand what's happening. So I got it in the beginning, at least with most things, right? And so for me, it just seemed like a missed opportunity. Fast forward now, you have famous people that now so for example, we went from KSI being considered just some stupid YouTuber to KSI making a track with Lil Wayne, right? We went from people like even Emma Chamberlain being just some random girl that makes silly YouTube videos to celebrities, A-listers and B-listers and C-listers saying that they've watched her videos and they watch her videos and they love them, right? Obviously, I've always known that celebrities are people. I've never seen them as these god idol characters. I don't really know why that is. Maybe because I gave my life to Christ really early. Maybe also because I'm a human and they're also human. There'd have to be a different species for me to worship them. But I know what it is to be a human, so I can't really worship another human. It doesn't make any sense. That's why for me, the Jesus not just being a human, but also being God is a very important fact. But what I found funny, and it all really just hit me earlier today, because I was watching Kevin Lang channel. I love Kevin Lang. Kevin Lang and Sidemen are my two favorite parts of the weekend, because Kevin Lang usually releases a video on Saturday and the Sidemen release the Sidemen Sunday on Sunday, and it's just the best time. So Kevin Lang, he's built up his channel now basically from scratch, and he's been doing videos for a very long time. And on his second channel, out of nowhere, there's Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz. I would just like to say that Jamie Foxx is an absolutely handsome man. He is a beautiful specimen. Anyway, you just wanted to say that. And so unfortunate that I fear he and also her are involved with all this, because they're all involved, really. They probably didn't make it this far, this long without being involved in all the mess. I digress. So, so it was just insane that this is so normal now. You've got Kevin Hart on freaking Kai Cenat's channel. You know what I mean? The celebrities themselves are now making videos and having their own channels and moving away from networks and stuff like that. It was kind of mind-boggling, because I was thinking there's never a day that I expected to see Cameron Diaz in a random YouTube video. But there she was, stunning as she is. She actually doesn't look any older than the last time I saw her. Anyway, digress. Again, I'm thinking this is the end. This is Hollywood, so let's not. Oh gosh, I need to do a whole video about drugs and cosmetic surgery, because it's getting crazy in this world. I don't know who we're all trying to but anyway, whatever. So it just dawned on me that what was once like something that these celebrities could never, because they're an A-lister, B-lister, C-lister, D-lister, they could never do that before. All of a sudden, we can do it now. All of a sudden, it's appropriate. All of a sudden, actually, we really need to be there because nobody's watching what we're doing no more. All of a sudden, me, Eva Longoria, doing the L'Oreal. Me, Nicole Scherzinger, doing the, what was the one she does? Head and Shoulders. Right, me, Gwyneth Paltrow, doing a Pantene. All of a sudden, no one cares because no one's even watching TV. All of a sudden, you got people buying items like this from somebody who just was making videos in their house. Some other random person with a normal job. And now all of a sudden, places that you were too big to be in, you need to be because you ain't even relevant no more. And that's kind of the problem. Like, and this is what happens when, and this is why I say, first of all, why I say the powers of the people, because what makes the difference is quite simply people's attention. Where is people's attention? And attention is there to be monetized. That's how Facebook built itself up. They weren't even making money in the beginning. It was just the fact that they had a platform with however many millions of people. So people who wanted to do advertising were going to put money into Facebook, and voila. Now we've got freaking, what's his name, building a whole metaverse, right? The power's with the people. The power's always with the people. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to drill this message in because I feel and I fear that as a society, we've just like allowed ourselves to think, oh, you know what? My little, whatever I do, I don't contribute that much to the world. I don't contribute that much to society, which is one of the biggest lies ever. We all, in every single choice that we make, every single decision, every day, we contribute in one way or another. Where you choose to work, the car you choose to drive, the food you choose to eat, the shows you choose to watch, where you buy your clothes, where you spend your time, everything. Everything. Who you vote for. Every single thing you do. Where you choose to live. Every single thing you do, it all joins up together to form an overall impact. And the life that we live and the world that we experience is just a result of the free will of all of those people who have ever existed throughout all of history. That's why I said it's so interesting to have gone from a time where doing social media was considered stupid and silly, especially by older generations. Yeah, how many of you guys are on the platforms now? How many of you guys have retired from your jobs early at like 40, 50, whatever, because you now make content? And you, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you had no respect. But now you want to be a part of it. And now you're loving it. So, hold on. So, there's that, right? And so I just find it so fascinating how people don't realize that the power is with them. I also find it fascinating how, again, it further is proven, by the fact that why do the celebrities have to do this? Because they need your attention for them to have anything. Like, so basically, even Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx, and it just felt weird. Sorry, hold on. It did just feel really weird because they were there promoting their new movie, which again, I don't even remember the name of. I don't even remember. They mentioned it a number of times, but they're there promoting their new movie. So obviously because they're celebrities, they can only come in for like 10, 15 minutes. That's the other thing that bothers me. Like, their PR campaigns are so heavy. Like, this is why they have to do these long PR campaigns, because they have to reel you in. So they have to be seen everywhere, right? So they will come in and they'll do like an hour. Like, no, not even an hour. They'll do like a 15-minute interview. I remember once upon a time, the Korean Englishman, another one of my favorite channels, love Josh and Ollie, great duo. And I remember that the Korean Englishman, when they had Ryan Reynolds come on, and this is before Deadpool, so this is like his biggest movie was before Deadpool, which I also didn't go to see Deadpool because honestly, from the trailers, it just seemed hella cringe. And again, I don't want to put my power into the Hollywood like that. I don't need to see Deadpool. And because he was so busy, like the Korean Englishman, so normally what he does is like, and how he got famous, he's the reason, their channel is the reason why these whole fire noodles, the buldak noodles, which I love, but I can't really eat them because, but I love them, especially the 2 times spicy. Oh, it will burn your mouth off. It's amazing, right? So, they got famous for for getting people to try them, like on the streets of whatever. Again, they built it up from the beginning, very basic, 2 best friends going around, like places in England and getting people to try Korean food because he'd lived in Korea, and for all these reasons I'm not going to get into. And so he's built up his whole platform again since then. And one of the things that they do is they go and they like, you really got to check out their channel, because they have a series on there where they take a bunch of like 17-year-old boys from one of the schools in England to Korea, and it's such a wholesome series. It's so good. And I think they're a really good representation of like how I see the young people in this country. If you watch that, those boys represent, like, to me, how I feel the kids really are when they have the type of environment like they have, because their head teachers are fantastic. Anyway, so head teacher's like a principal for those who are outside of the UK. So yeah, so he has now built up his whole career, and now there's Ryan Reynolds. Tell me why they only had 15 minutes. So they had like a little 15 minutes to get him to try like a couple of quick things, and he had to like shoot off, when normally Josh does like a whole spread and like gives them the full Korean experience, like what you would have at the start, what you'd have, like, you know. But no, because these A-listers, they don't have the time, right? But then also I feel like Hollywood is just overcorrecting. I feel like they're trying to push these campaigns hoping to get more revenue into these movies, and people's attention has changed. Because why? Because the powers of the people. And that's all I wanted to say. And that's why I find it so fascinating that all these celebrities are all of a sudden on all of these platforms that we didn't even respect 10 years ago, but now all of a sudden we're on there, because and you're even doing it yourself, because you're like, oh, that's what people are watching these days, because it's the truth. I'm not looking forward to whatever movies in Hollywood that's happening. I'm looking forward to the Sidemen Sunday. I'm looking forward to Kevin Lang guess the whatever videos that he does and all his other videos. I'm looking forward to all those kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to watching Trisha Paytas eat spaghetti in her car and talk about random stuff. You know what I mean? So it's quite funny. I find it funny. I find it really funny how times have changed. And like I said, all I'm trying to say to you guys, and the message of today, I guess, the power is very much, truly and fully with the people. We have our power, however we choose to use all of our resources, time, energy, and money, and whatever, all of our resources, other resources as well. That is what shapes the world, and that's what changes the world. 10, 15 years ago, people on social media didn't have the respect. They still don't really have a lot of respect, despite the fact that these celebrities are virtually begging to stay relevant. Because that's what I was thinking. Some of these guys, they're older now. I'm seeing them aging. Brad Pitt is aging, bro. When I saw Brad Pitt the other day, I was like, bro's grey now. Albeit, it's the first time I've ever thought he's actually handsome. Because I didn't get it, like, when I was younger. And I also don't think he was, right? This is why I think aging is beautiful. I don't know why we keep airbrushing everything, because aging is beautiful. Everything, like, everybody's just beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way that they are. But that's not what this video is about anyways, you guys. You get the gist. The powers of the people. The power is always with the people. The power always has been with the people, because God gave us the power. And hence why the devil has to utilize us through sacrifices, through manipulation and deception, to get us to either extract the power from our blood and from our bodies, or you get us to have power over us to influence what we think. Because as I always say, whoever controls what you think controls what you do. It's also why when things are happening in the world, God's like, why do you keep asking and praying to me about stuff that you are the one who's there to do things about, and you're choosing not to do anything? You're the one choosing not to do anything. You're the one who's not utilizing the power that I gave you. And you're handing it over to these people that do not have your best interest at heart. As I was saying about the celebrities in the previous video and the influencers and how, you know. But anyways, you guys, that's all I've got to say. Because if life's a game, it's played to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. And I'll see you in my next one.